Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Contest of Speed AM2 action. This is Brizzy J. Alongside me is Perry the Dog and DK. How are you both doing this evening?
Hey, Bersy. I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited for an interesting Austrian race. I think the previous two European tours have put on an awesome show, and hopefully we'll get started. Looks pretty cloudy, so might get some weather.
Yeah, without a doubt, it looks like it's going to be. Well, we might get some rain. Hopefully, we can get some feedback from the drivers here shortly on what the weather is looking like. But so far, nothing yet, as it looks like Rum Fresh is going to be the first to get out on track. We've got some new drivers joining us this race. We've got X-Kip in the Ferrari, as well as Luca in the Haas. So welcome aboard. Should be a good one.
Add another Haas driver to get a little bit, get some more points for the team. Always a good sign. Welcome, Luca.
I think I'm lacking game audio again here, so I might have to get something figured. Oh, go to audio quick. Let's see if this fixes it. There we go. We are good now. So Bodod is coming around the final corner, turn 10, about to start his hot lap. Bodod's been a solid contender for the championship so far. Hey, DK?
Yes, currently a championship leader with 177 points over, I believe it is Andrew. 44-point lead, so pretty good cushion right now, I would say.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think look for Bodod to have a strong showing. It's a little bit of a lock-up into turn 3. Coming down the first tier straight, getting a nice toe from Rogue. Down into turn 4. This is a very tight track, Perry, and there's not a lot of opportunities to gain speed, so you got to be pretty flawless going around the track.
You got to be flawless, and looks like Luca's going to hold Bodhot up, so that's not going to be a good start for the newcomer. But yeah, there's not a lot of room to make an error, especially in terms of cutting the track, picking up warnings, and that's big for the race. I guess it also, if you don't get a clean lap for qualifying, could cause some problems. But I look at the final two corners, easy to run wide, and turn 1 as well on the exit. So, and all of those, as strict as 2020 is, just a little move like that, and Bodhot's invalidated. So, yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt, I think, like you say, it is a very, very technical circuit with lots of opportunities to invalidate. That last corner can be a very, very tricky one to get right. As we'll hop on board with, looks like SRS is midway through a lap here on the medium tire. So interesting. I wonder if he's just doing an insulation lap or if he's thinking of some kind of alternate strategy on those medium tires. I'm not quite sure, but looking good so far. Come around that final corner. Oh, he goes fourth fastest on the mediums at the 104.8.
I haven't heard anything in terms of weather reports, so if you guys are listening on the broadcast, if we could get a weather report and they either Twitch chat people in this race, that would be awesome. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to assume it's probably going to be dry.
Yeah, I would assume, I mean, maybe judging by the times, it's possible it's a wet race, but doubtful.
I would say with these guys putting laps down on mediums, I would say it probably is going to be a dry start at least.
Oh, that's a good point. So far, P-Dog is the provisional pole sitter with a 104.0. But Andrews Fresh has put down a solid lap so far as he comes around turn 9 and 10. And gets the final DRS coming across the line. He goes second fastest with a 104.3. So Perry, I think the pole time today is going to be within the hopefully in that 3-second windows. Looks like there is some pretty fast drivers in this tier, so we'll see if the likes of Bodhod and P-Dog and Andrew can improve their times into the 103s.
Yeah, I think a crucial portion of this track is all about getting the traction out of the hard braking zones, especially turns 1 and 2. Your lap is really made or lost in those 2 corners. And also the final 2 corners really carrying speed through out of the last turn. So really early on in your lap you can tell if you're going to have a fantastic lap or not. So far I think people have been a little bit cautious. It might be because of the lower track temperatures, not a lot of sunlight, so it could be why we're seeing, I don't know what to really expect time-wise, but we haven't seen any 103s yet, so that could be part of the reason why too.
No, you make a good point with the weather playing a factor in times. We've got the newcomer Luca coming around the final, coming into that Sector 2 complex.
So, confirmation on the weather in the chat. Groove says dry race.
Okay. So it's dry the whole way.
And you talk about lap times. Bodhan's also saying in chat as well that he's been blocked twice on his laps. So that's a driver looking to be, I would say, in the 03s, just unfortunately being blocked by drivers not really paying attention.
Yeah, you've got to make sure that you are conscious of the drivers around you, not holding anybody up if you are not on a hot lap. Oh, as Luca gets loose at the end of his hot lap. Oh dear, as the newcomer goes in the wall and has retired because of it. I'm not sure if that was a retirement on track or if he did actually...
I think he just lost it.
...wreck his car, but it looks like he's got his front wing intact, so unless the rear wheel came off, I think he could have got back to the pits, so unfortunately.
Yeah, I think sometimes you get a DNF after you hit a wall hard, even though your wheel doesn't fall off on screen. So
fair. Hop on board. Looks like X-Kip has just come around the turn 10, and will be crossing the line here shortly. Going 7th fastest with a 105.1. Hop over to Gru. Looks like Grux King is on a lap. We're looking for Gru. We were speaking with Bodhod earlier, and hopefully we can get some solid results out of his teammate here, Grux King. He's had an unfortunate string of luck, DK.
Definitely, unfortunately, the only driver in AM2 to not score a point this season. We were looking for him to be fairly strong this season, but bad luck always can play a factor in everything, and he's had a lot of it. So hopefully he can have a good race and turn that around. Kind of like me in M1. Can't score a point to save my life.
There's some bad luck. He gets the final corner.
Yeah. Oh.
So it's pretty interesting also to see a lot of drivers getting wing damage in places. It's interesting to see in qualifying at a track where I would say that it's kind of hard to hit the walls unless you spin.
So young DJ going 3rd fastest with the 104.3. Very good time from the Ferrari man. Usually not up there in the top 3, so that was this must be his track. He must be dialed in. 3 drivers yet to set a time in the qualifying session. 8 minutes 20 seconds to go.
Bloodhound's coming across. There you go, 036.
There you go. So as expected, the top man in AM2 sending 3.6 for provisional pole. Kitten Petter coming around turn 9. Running a little bit wide into turn 10. Very clean from the AM1 commentator and Haasman. 2nd fastest, 104.0, and then Andrew sets a 103.8 right behind him for P2. Google Doodle going 9th fastest with a 104.5. So everybody but Grux King has set a time so far. Unfortunately, Luca DNF'd a little bit ago, right after setting an opening lap, so almost everybody set some times.
SRS comes through third, so he was just setting a banker lap on those mediums.
Yes, SRS has been one of the faster drivers of AM2 this season, and look for him to have a strong result. But it looks like DK, after Bodhod, who's kind of next down the order in terms of points this season?
So you got obviously Bodhot P1 with 177. Behind him, 44 points behind is Andrew P2, P3 Kitten Petter, who's only 14 points behind Andrew, so pretty close battle for P2 in the championship. And then you got SRS and P4 and P-Dog P5, and that's another close battle for P4 in the points, with P-Dog only being 3 points behind SRS.
Rumfresh is flown by. We're right on board with Rumfresh as he's coming around turn 10. Looking pretty smooth so far as he crosses the line. Doesn't look like he's improved this time.
Improves but doesn't move up.
Alright. So it looks like Porridge Power has just invalidated his lap, so unfortunate for him.
P-Dog is on the lap right now on the headed towards turn 3. He is a 10th up after sector 1. Trying to make his way into the top 3, maybe get a pole position. He's got Williams ahead that could create problems if he doesn't get out of the way. That was pretty close.
That was tight.
Yeah, it did give him, I think, P-Dog maybe a little bit of a draft though, so we'll see how that works. Didn't see the second split time.
P-Dog ran a purple sector 2.
This is looking like a flyer. And it
Oh,
is.
just top spot, Hud.
Oh, great lap from the Red Bull man. Very, very nice lap. Caught the second half of it, but still looked very clean that entire... I'm not surprised he was purple sector 2, because that was quick. We'll hop on board with his teammate who looks to be starting the lap.
Top 13 all within a second. The top 4 all within 3/10. So I expect this to go kind of like most Austria races goes in terms of staying in that draft, not making mistakes, staying in DRS.
No, without a doubt, I think it's the biggest key is trying to stay up with the DRS train and limiting the mistakes as much as possible. Keep things clean.
I just noticed the sun starting to come out on the track too. Could warm it up. Maybe make these guys go a little bit faster, as the track temperature has rose a couple degrees since the start of qualifying.
RJP coming around turn 9 and 10. Solid lap for him, improving to a 104.3 into P10. So, look to see. Guru has set a lap, and he's looking to improve his time, it looks like. Oh, he has invalidated. Hop over. But it looks like iFunner is looking he's flying around right now. So iFunner just started sector 3, hoping to improve from 105.4.
Well, I think Kitten started too close to him, and oh yeah, see right there, iFunner's trying to get into the pits, and that's kind of an awkward moment. Kitten is still on a lap. iFunner, I don't know, he's got to either pull completely off the track or yeah, that's just unfortunate for Kitten. I think it's one of those like caveat moments where there's just so much traffic, not really much you can do.
Amram on a lap right now, purple sector 1. I'd be looking for him.
Young DJ's 3/10 up after sector 2 as well. Oh, but he's going to invalidate in the next last corner.
SRS coming out of turn 10, getting on the deep power on DRS, improving to a 103.7 for P3. It's a very tight top four, all within 0.2 of each other. Looks like we got Bodhod just about to start a hot lap here. Bodhod looking to reclaim P1 for the race. Smooth into turn 1, getting DRS into turn 2 and turn 3. This hairpin is very tricky, high chance to lock up, but keeps it clean. Getting all the power, DRS engage. Flying down into turn 4. And look to see if he can improve his time.
Right now, Bodhod's a whole 10th up. His last sector 1 time was a 10th faster.
Oh, as it looks like Xkip has crashed out at the exit of turn 1. Oh, Bodhod cutting it close on the curb, but keeps the lap alive. Coming around turn 9 and 10, hopefully not impeded by that Renault. As he comes around.
It's gonna be close. Oh, it does not improve.
Unfortunate for the Mercedes man, not improving, but still P2, respectable time. What to see here. Got a bunch of guys coming around the corner. This looks like iFunner is going to try and improve his time. Ooh, really wide on the exit of that curb.
I don't know if our timing is different, but I don't think Kittenpetter is going to make it to the line. Neither is Rogue. They're on outlaps right now.
Google Dougal has aborted.
I think there's a 20-second difference, so he might be okay. It'll be close though.
Kitten might be okay, but Rogue's just now going into sector 3. So that's going to be really close.
We got iFunner coming around. Turn 8. It's going to be close here. Hopefully iFunner can improve. Turn 9. Go running a little wide. Turn 10. Getting all the power. And
yeah, Rogue must have just made it because behind him Markaka finished and got the check flag. So.
Fantastic job, Cody.
Bodhod is 2/10 up.
Bodhod will be crossing the line here soon. Is that Kittenpetter ahead of him on track?
Yes.
Yes. So Kitten.
Oh, Bodhod.
Oh, he's invalidated.
Oh shoot! But Kittenpetter.
He would have had pole. Oh man.
Pole position. Bodhod could have had pole, but invalidated. Unfortunate for him. We'll head on.
Rogue is Rogue is pitting.
We've got young DJ has wrapped up, and it looks like everybody else is wrapped up. So there we have it. There is our grid for the Austrian Grand Prix AM2 edition. Kittenpetter setting the fastest lap of the session with a 103.5. P-Dog and Bodhod right behind him. SRS and Andrew also really close up front. So the top 5 are the usual suspects and look to have a fun battle between them all.
Yeah, I think especially the top 5. Bodhod I think could have gone a lot faster, so he'll be NC. He's starting a lot better spot than what he was last week, so it should be fun to watch. Also, if we get a safety car, I mean, if we get a soft to hard strategy work better than a soft to medium,
Yeah, I think stretching those softs as much as you can to try to make those mediums work will be the play, because the mediums really don't feel nice at the end of the stint, but we'll look to see what these drivers opt to do and if there's any safety cars involved, as turn 3 can get pretty, and turn 1 and turn 3 are both very, very high collision areas, so we'll see if the drivers can keep things clean in the first couple laps. So for those of you joining us this evening, I'd love to get your predictions in the chat for the podium.
Interested, DK, what the numbers tell you about who's going to be on the podium.
Second, or Perry, I'm sorry.
What do the numbers say about the podium? Who's going to be on the podium, according to the numbers?
Well, you're looking at Bodhod. He's got the most podiums of anybody this year. I believe it's six, 7. I don't know if the telemetry website is 100% accurate because it said some misleading information sometimes. But and then Kenton Petter, I think he's at 4 podiums this season, and then Amram.
All right, I will say top Canadians in P9 portage power. It looks like the Canadians are a little bit groggy after Thanksgiving still.
Yes, drivers having a little bit too much turkey this weekend and off to a slow start, but we'll look to see if they can jump up the order, as it's the U.S. dominated top 10 with Bodhod sitting, the Australians sitting in P3, so, and then the Canadians are on the bottom half of the grid, so it'll be an interesting race. Seeing if the turkey we can wear off the turkey in the first few laps, and the Canadians can.
Isn't that really why Lance Stroll missed the race Sunday? It was to celebrate Thanksgiving instead of race.
Hot take. Well, Nico Hulkenberg had a fantastic drive, so maybe there's a spot for him next year.
Just want to throw out this random piece of information for all you NFL Tennessee Titan fans out there. Titans lead 28-10, fourth quarter.
Let's go. The 2 weeks off. The 2 weeks off with the COVID, obviously, is paying off as they're getting some work done on the field.
COVID helps your performance.
Apparently,
they've been breaking the rules practicing in some high school. So.
Oh dear.
That's what I was distracted about, Perry. I'm sorry. I gotta watch my Titans sometimes.
Alright, so the session will be starting in 20 seconds. And it's a nice sunny day for the race. And as long as it stays dry, it should be a solid one. Going to take this time to remind our viewers that you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and you can catch our American Tier 1 tier tomorrow night at same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alrighty, so the drivers are off for the formation lap.
Everybody's on soft except Kruger King going for the hard tire. iPhone on the mediums, everybody else on softs. So very deliberate pace from Kitten.
Yep. Arbar in the chat mentioning his race today. His mediums were at like 75% when he started on them by the end of the first stint, so he really stretched those mediums out. So if we look on, see who's got fitted, it looks like everybody is sitting on the softs except for Gru in P15, iFunders for Gru's on the hards, and then iFunders on the mediums. So interesting that only 2 drivers outside the top 10 have opted for an alternate strategy.
I find it interesting that we have a Haas starting first and a Haas in last. Wonder when the last time we had one team bookend the front end, back end of the grid.
The Americans, they know how to be the best and they know how to be the worst.
They're the best and the worst at the same time.
I mean, that takes some real skill if you're gonna be the best and the worst at something. Alright. So the top half of the grid is pulling up into their spots. Look for a good run from P-Dog, having the inside line into turn 1. And Bodhod's gonna
I
have to
think
fend off SRS.
Bodhod's gonna be. I like the spot Bodhod's in. I mean, he's got a good chance. If he can get a good exit out of 1, he'll get a good slipstream and potentially have P1 going into turn 2. I also could see a lot of chaos.
And the 5 lights are out on our end. We're just waiting for the drivers to get underway. And they're off. Getting Petter down into turn 1. Looks like Andrew showing outside of Bodhod. Andrew getting by Bodhod in turn 1. Oh, as Kit Petter loses it and goes into the wall. Oh no, so it looks like we got P-Dog pulling away. P-Dog P1, Andrew P2. It looks like Bodhod's been overtaken by Young DJ and Rogue Wing.
What a crazy start.
Wow. Crazy start to open the Austrian Grand Prix. As we got a car off into the gravel.
We've got a
little
bunch
bit
of
wide.
wings. He had a bunch of wings sitting at turn 2.
Ooh, big lunge from Porridge Power, getting wheel to wheel with Google Dougal.
That is a 4 wings, Perry. 4 wings sitting in turn 2.
Grugex King's missing an end plate.
What a wild first lap, as expected.
And I don't. Oh, wow. One of the Renaults goes way wide. Oh, now they almost collide.
Oh dear.
They stack up Bodhod, and now Young DJ's got to run for P5. Look down the inside. Nope. But Google Dougal also. Now he's got to run. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide and ping pong off each other. RJP had nowhere to go. Oh, Bodhod and Rogue battle for 4th. There's battles all over this track.
So many, you can't keep track of them all. Looks like the front runners, the top 3 are starting to really space out. RJP showing down the inside of Porridge Power. Oh, lock up and a little bit of contact. Tight group. It looks like Luca has already moved up from P17 up to P13. And Grurex King must have had some damage as he is all the way back. 25 seconds behind iPhone.
He had damage in that turn 2, kind of stack up. Kitten as well going for the hard, so you know he needs a safety car to even get relatively back in the conversation.
Without a doubt. Oh, we got.
Oh, Kip has lost it off the final corner.
Oh shoot! And there's a safety car.
And
lap
there's a
3.
safety car, so there's a quick one. That's kind of an odd spot for X Kip. He's like on the exit down the straight, though. It almost looks like he might have been side by side and just got hit.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't catch it on stream. But unfortunate for the newcomer, only getting 3 laps to show his stuff, so tough luck, but at least Gru and Kitten Petter can catch back up to the field here. We'll look to see what the top guys do, if they opt to pit for hards or if they're going to stick it out on the softs.
The biggest thing, too, is even though the leaders were already past the pit lane, so they didn't get to pit immediately, they also came out and got by the safety car, so they do, because of the delta, they'll not really lose any ground to those bottom 3 guys. It's just, well, iPhoner was the one who pitted. P-Dog stays out. A lot of these guys are staying out.
Bodod stays out as well, and
I think with a lot of these guys already having 20% wear on their tires, I maybe would have pit maybe put.
Oh yeah, I would have definitely thrown on some hards for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Either tried to take them as long as I can. But this should, I mean, these guys in the back, once they catch up, you know, they won't have to pit. It'll be intriguing to see where they work out when the rest of the field has to pit.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is seeing now if the alternate strategy pays off. Oh, his iFunner awkwardly slows down. I wonder if he's got the
Yeah,
penalty.
that's a weird glitch. Yeah.
We'll hop over. Well, in the meantime, we'll take a look at the position change. So Andrew had a fantastic start, jumping up P2. And Rogue A-Wing looks to have taken advantage of things and getting up 3 spots up to P5. And RJP up 4 spots to P8. And Luca all the way from the back of the grid up to P4, or P13. Getting better. Unfortunately, lost it coming out of turn 1. Going into the wall. Had to pit. So now Kitten Petter's on the hards. Back to grid. So last the first challenge for Kitten Petter here.
Well, I think the safety car can be done. It's going to be difficult, but I think it gives him the opportunity. The window is definitely there.
Well, no, last week Kitten Petter won the race after making a strategy work like that, where he went on hards early in the race under safety car and made them last the rest of the race, and ended up winning by about 15 seconds, I believe, 10-15 seconds. So,
Yeah, I think it'd ask him a lot to, I think, make these hards last, although if we get another safety car, maybe. But I'm surprised that some of these guys in the back of the soft round are seeing like run fresh on back. Why didn't they just pit for hards? You really don't have nothing to lose. You probably won't lose, if any, track position, maybe only a couple spots. So I don't understand why they're not rolling the dice.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, guys, but obviously their engineers are confident that something else will happen where they can take advantage of it. Definitely weird they're haven't opted to come in, but speaking of cars coming into the pit lane, the safety car will be coming in this lap, so we'll look to go green shortly.
just a quick update, real quick. Penalties: Andrew 3 seconds already, and RJP 3 seconds already.
That'll be huge.
He's still pretty close to the safety car, so things, as they say, could get spicy. There we go, out of the final turn.
Alright, and P-Dog is full power. It looks like Andrew got a good jump on it, though. Andrew's right behind him.
Well, it's pretty much single file.
Everything else is looking pretty clean at this point. Gru is going to be pulling up on Kitten Petter by the looks of it. He's right behind him on the medium tire. Rogue picking up 3 seconds for those warnings. Andrew showing in the mirrors of P-Dog, but not making anything of it. Oh, Bodhod and SRS are swapping positions here.
Well, Bodhod's got the inside of the line. SRS not going to be able to hang around the outside. So Bodhod's back to where he started, up to third, but he's also over a second behind the top 2.
Yeah, Bodhod's got some work to do to catch back up, but taking care of the Renaults are step 1 and getting where he ultimately wants to be. But it's a tight field. Looks like Google Dougal might get a run on porridge power here. He's right behind.
I think Bodhod has the glitch where his overtake is stuck open.
Oh shoot! The commentator's curse as Google Dougal loses it, resets on the track. Google Dougal has major damage. So
Yeah, he's gonna need to pit for the wing.
Google Dougal will have a penalty coming his way for resetting onto the track, as in the contest of speed rules is forbidden to do so. So unfortunately,
maybe Bodhod fixed his overtake button or noticed it was open or something because he's now turned it off. But for a moment there on board, he was just burning it empty. So
Interesting. Yeah, I must have forgot it was on. It looks like the newcomer Luca has wing damage. He's missing his front right end plate, so he's been falling back down through the order. His kitten petter is already up to P12. Looks like Porridge is gonna get a run on young DJ here. iFunner as well.
I think iPhone is serving that drive-through he got.
Fair enough. Might as well get it out of the way now. Unfortunately for him is Porridge gets by young DJ up to P6. DK Porridge has had a pretty strong last couple of races, finishing up within the top 6 lately. Hey.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll correct your stat real quick on that. He did have his worst finish last week at 12th, but other than that, he has finished in top 10 almost every race.
Yeah, it's
Worth noting, yeah, Kitten Petter's only 10 seconds off the leader, so.
Yeah, man, I think the leaders as well are gonna fill these softs pretty soon. It's the highest wear rate right now. Bot 35%.
Yeah, I think Kitten's actually gonna benefit from this, because if Kitten's only 10 seconds off the leader and these guys are off the pit, and it's about a 20-second pit stop, then.
Although he's losing about, I would say, a half second a lap or so just from traffic, so.
That's fair.
And then also the fact that the hard tires are not going to be working for him yet.
Rumfresh getting a run on RJP, but looks to wait for the second DRS zone. Rumfresh is sitting a little low on ERS though, so I don't know if he's going to be able to make a pass this lap. Because SRS and Rogue are battling it out on track. Wonder if team orders are going to come into play there.
I don't know. I mean, Rogue's been driving him pretty hard, but I think Rogue just missed a braking point into turn 3 and is holding Amram up, and he's also losing to top 3 at a pretty rapid pace, so.
Yes, I think those softs are really starting to fall off. Looks like there's a little bit of a DRS train from P1 to P3. As we'll hop on board with Kitten Petter here, as he is coming up on Cream Media. Kitten goes for a move on turn 1. Initially gets the overtake done, but now they're side by side.
And Cream Media does
DRS.
have wing damage.
Cream Media with wing damage, but our Kitten Petter with the DRS is able to get by and already up to P11 now. So great driving from the Haasman. Looking to get some points for the Constructors' Championship.
And top 3 have broken away. RJP gets into the grass. Oh, he saved it, but he's lost 2 spots.
Looks like Andrew has been able to. Andrew running a little bit wide at exit turn 1. I was just would say, it looked like Andrew was slowly creeping up on Botthod, but losing a couple tenths back.
Here comes Amram. Battle of the Renos for 4th, and Amram will take the outside. Plenty of space from his teammate to get through. I think his Porridge has also caught Rogue.
So RJP getting a good run out of turn 3, getting by Arakaka fairly easily. Back up to P9. Lots of action on track so far. Google Dougal and Kitten Petter, biggest losers, currently down 10 spots from where they started this race. Kitten is showing some promise moving up the field. Rumfresh and DJ battling it out back and forth.
Oh, I think Bothod's going to move on P-Dog here for the lead.
Yep.
There it is.
Got the outside line. P-Dog defend. He does pretty well to stay on the inside, but Bothod's going to have the traction. P-Dog gets DRS, so that'll help him with Andrew. Botthod already takes the lead. Andrew's going to use that ERS to get close. He'll dive it. I think Botthod locks up ahead of him. Oh, what a move by Andrew. Get down the inside, got it to stick, and now will take the spot for second place.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for P-Dog. It looks like on the exit of turn 3 when he was battling with Botthod, his front end kind of came a little loose and kind of lost a little bit of traction and wasn't able to get a good run on Botthod. And then, even though he did have the DRS, and then Andrew was able to take advantage. So now P-Dog down from P1 to P3. So you wonder, these softs have gone 12 laps. I wonder when these guys are going to start to pit.
And you think with the safety car, they might be able to just go to lap like 14 or 15 and throw on softs or throw on mediums and be set for the rest of the way. That's really the only way you can feel confident with the mediums, as young DJ has had an incident.
Unfortunate for the Ferrari man. Getting better currently up to P9. So Porridge is closed up on Rogue A-Wing. So I wonder if Rogue has lost a little bit of pace, or Porridge is really just stepping up his game. But Porridge is closing up on the Renault man.
I think we've seen Rogue really use those tires, miss a braking point, slide the tires, so I think they're probably in worse shape than Porridge. Could be part of the reason.
That's very fair. Let's see if he can get a good run out of turn 10. Getting DRS.
You talk about tire wear between Rogue and Porridge Perry. They're roughly about the same right now.
Porridge taking advantage of DRS and a great release at turn 1, getting a move down on Rogue A-Wing at turn 3 for P5.
Porridge had an awesome exit out of turn 2, so I don't think Rogue would be close enough to have a go back at him. So have to surrender 5th place, and the Mercedes man will try to hunt down the other Renault of Amram.
Kittenpetter getting by RJP. A little bit of a lock up there, but at turn 4, but Kittenpetter has now moved up to P8, guys. So Kittenpetter.
Here comes Botthod into the pits.
Botthod jumping into the pits, and the other two are staying out. So let's see if the undercut works for Botthod.
Rogue as well. Intrigued to see where he comes out relative to Kitten. Kitten should be well ahead.
P-Dog with no ERS, but he's going to try a move. Getting by Andrew at turn 3. Let's see here if Andrew's got a lot more ERS. I'd imagine Andrew's going to be able to get the position back. They're side by side.
This is what Botthod would love to see with a battle up front as he works the undercut.
No, without a doubt. This is just helping him. Oh, a little squirrely from P-Dog.
Porridge up to 3rd. Pass on Amram, so he's gotten by both Renaults now. He's honing in that Mercedes. But it'll be Mercedes power next year, but McLaren.
Yeah, the Porridge having a fantastic race so far. Taking advantage, keeping it clean, just taking advantage of others' mistakes. Looks like as SRS is just diving into the pits.
Andrew's very conservative on that pit entry.
I think Andrew.
Botthod will be well ahead of these guys, I believe.
Oh, without a doubt.
As they go by, as they're not even at the pit exit yet, so Botthod should have a couple second advantage, almost 3 second advantage. And he'll have his teammate Grugrex King. Oh, as his porridge is lost it in the exit of turn 2.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, he was doing so great. Making moves past the Renos. Now with that mistake, it'll set him well back in the field.
I'm sure, guys.
Doesn't look like he has any damage.
I'm sure his tires are just starting to hit a cliff there. I imagine Porter is just coming in this lap after that untimely error. Looks like Kitten Petter has climbed all the way back up the order to P2. 3-second gap to 3.5-second gap to Bodhod. So
Yeah, he'll have the lead, and it'll be intriguing to see how quickly the fall off is, how quickly the mediums from Bodhod can catch Kitten, because he should be able to catch him, but I don't know how well Bodhod will be able to break enough to get Kitten out of DRS.
no, without a doubt, I think it'll be interesting to see, even if with those hards going another 19 laps, when those really start to fall off, and if Kitten needs to pit again. But we will see as things move forward. Bodhod already
I don't know.
2 seconds.
I mean, I think the hards, they feel pretty consistent, but I also don't think they're intended to go 30-some laps, so we'll see.
Without doubt.
Let's say, DK, can we ask what percentage Kitten's hards are on after 14 laps?
36. The highest being the rear left tire at 40%. So,
But
closing in.
he'll definitely have to pit again as we get. There's a Mercedes off.
Oh,
Brugrex King.
Mercedes Agrew.
Off into a very odd spot in the gravel.
Yeah, it must have just lost the rear end at turn 7 there, going into turn 8. So, it looks like Gru's tires are just cooked right now as he's...
He got back on and then just lost it again.
Yeah, so unfortunate for the Mercedes man.
Bodhod closed the gap down a second and a half already, so Bodhod's going to be on Kitten Petter shortly, I would say.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye on that, but looks like SRS is closing down on the newcomer Luca. And Gru has dove into the pits, so let's see Gru. Oh, Gru is retired from the session. Unfortunate. Another retirement. Oh!
Luca just lost the back end and hit Amram and lost a bit of front wing. That could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot
We would have gotten Amram a little bit more, I think, on the wheel or on the back of the car. Could have sent Amram around and could have been a pretty decent accent between the two, but Amram gets lucky, keeps it going the right direction.
Yeah, unfortunate. Thankfully, that wasn't worse than it was. As
All right,
Bodhod is already into DRS range.
I don't think Kitten will be able to make it on the hards.
No, it looks like Alp in the chat is saying there's no way that they're making it on those hard tires. So, it'll be interesting to see Kitten pit here sooner rather than later.
I think that would be a good move because right now, he's got 18 seconds to 6th. I think the sooner he gets on those mediums, the better. So, I think either right now or maybe trying to wait to see if he can continue to, I don't know, make them last to about lap 25 and then get on softs. But I think the move should be to go on mediums.
Well, it looks like iFunner... Sorry, DK, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you're going to, keep up the time you've gained right now, I'd say pit now under the mediums.
Yes, I think that's a good call. Looks like iFunner has gone 16 laps there on the mediums, or in the hards, and now he's onto the mediums, so maybe iFunner's thinking the same thing. It's just cut your losses and try to be on the faster tire until the end.
But it also depends if Kitten Petter, because if you can stay in DRS with Bodhod, Bodhod will necessarily pull him around the track, and they'll be able to keep that distance. And I mean, these guys in 6th, Rumfresh, Arkaka battling, so he could pull out the gap even more on those hards and then get on softs and be able to maybe make a run at the top 5.
That's a good point. Yeah, like...
Oh, Bodhod lost it on turn 4 there. Just about.
Shoot.
He got in the grass just a little bit on exit and just about spun it to the wall.
It's unfortunate because I was following along with the guys, but the broadcast camera just turned the corner right before Bada did, so as we were waiting for them to come around, all of a sudden Kitten Petter's ahead, and thanks for catching that, DK. Unfortunate for Bada, so now he's going to have to make up some ground as he's out of DRS range, but DK, or Perry, I think you make a good point. I think Kitten Petter might be able to just get pulled around the track in DRS, unless Andrew closes that gap down and makes things more difficult. P-Dog is closing up on Andrew.
I think too is the battle for 6 right now. They're losing time with Rumfresh. He's doing a terrific job defending, but I don't know how long he can hold off RJP with a dive. Too late. Arkaka almost lost it.
Yeah,
It was a terrific battle for 6 though.
Oh, RJP showing the outside. Oh, RJP
They're
getting a
both
nice
crawling.
run out of turn 3 there. So RJP
And gets DRS.
This allows Arkaka to slowly get back into DRS zone, hopefully. Oh, DRS range.
Meanwhile, too, with Kitten Petter and Bodhod going kind of back and forth, we got Andrew and P-Dog slowly starting to creep their way back towards Bodhod. So this could become another 3-horse battle for the win.
No, absolutely. I think the biggest thing that Bodhod wants right now is, and maybe even for Kitten Petters, just Bodhod getting back to P1 and pulling Kitten.
Oh, Rumfresh has lost it.
Uh-oh. Losing it at turn 8 there by the looks of things. Unfortunate for...
I think we've seen that quite a bit now on the medium tires.
I wonder if the tires are getting a little hot with the high load sector 2, and as they get on the curbs at the exit of turn 7 there, they just lose their rear end. Unfortunate for another driver going off.
I think it has to do too with just pushing the car, and those tires are probably, I mean, they are heating up, but they shouldn't be overheating this early in the run. So maybe I'm thinking just people are over aggressive on that section of corners, like they could be on the softs, and think too much, put too much push on them.
Very good point. So Kitten, 9/10 back on Bodhod already. 20 lap old hearts.
I think if Kitten Powder now would be the time, he could come out in about 5th or 6th. Could probably stretch the softs to the end if he's got a set.
Yeah, that might not be the worst idea. Again,
if not, he could easily take the mediums. But I don't like the idea of trying to make the hards last because I don't think it's possible, and he'll just be heartbroken after he throws away. What could be, you know, he could get a top 5 if he pits. So.
No, that's a very good point. I think that's the best case scenario after crashing out from P1 on lap 1. So.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you guys. Kitten Petter, I think, should just pit because I think he's got the speed. Even if he puts the mediums on now, maybe just get back into the podium, possibly.
Here he comes. Here he comes. It'll just be interesting. It'll be close to see where he comes relative to RJP. Don't want to be held up. And he'll be on the soft, so he does have fresh softs and will go the distance. He should come out in front of the Red Bull. So this will be awesome for Kitten.
I think that's I think that's the right strategy call. And he's only 3.8 behind Rogue, so very good chance to close on the gap, especially if the top 3 really start to close up and battle it out here.
I guess we're getting to that point. DK, what is our penalty situation at involving our top 3?
Top 3, Bodhod sitting on 6 seconds. Andrew 3 seconds, and P-Dog 6 seconds. Andrew has 2 warnings. And so, Bodhod even. So no
So I
warnings
think
for Baja right now.
it'll probably be at 6 seconds for Andrew. I mean, not hard to get one warning in 11 or 12 laps.
Yeah, especially around here where limited corners and trying to get everything you want out of the car. Chances for warnings are high. So,
I've been watching as well, talking about penalties. Andrew got his 3 seconds and his 2 warnings pretty quickly, but since then, about 10 laps, he's kept it pretty clean. So.
well, that's good for him. He's
No,
nothing's just,
Amaram.
Turn 1.
It's on the exit. Don't think he was battling with anybody, so it must have just been a mistake. But it's fortunate for some of these guys, maybe, that we aren't going to see the safety car. It is a little ways off the track, so I'm assuming that's why.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they're running off at turn 1. Amram had a strong showing here in this race, but nevertheless, another one is out of this race. So we're down to 15 drivers remaining. Actually, 14 drivers.
I don't know if you guys noted or not, but Kinpeter actually went to the softs. I don't know if you guys pointed that out or not.
I don't know if we said that, yeah. He is on softs, and he's already on the back of Rogue. Oh, there's another driver off in turn 1.
Shoot. Looks
Young
like that's
BJ.
Those hards don't really like those curbs on turn 1 by the looks of it.
Oh, he's got wing damage as well.
Kittenpetter showing lock up. Wisely backs out.
He's got to be a little bit patient here. Easily get the move done in the DRS straights. He's not going to probably be able to catch the top 3, so pretty much the only battle Kittenpetter can win here is for battle for 4th.
Yeah, that's very fair. Imagine Kitten. Looks like Kitten's got a lot more ERS as well, so look to see Kitten get the move done going into turn 3. Especially on fresher tires. Looks like he's able to get by, but late deep braking from Rogue, forcing Kittenpetter to use all of the track.
That's a bit naughty for Rogue.
Yeah.
I don't think he gave him enough space.
No, but this is
Kitten's just gonna have way too much drive here. He should have it.
Yeah, it looks like Kitten's able to get by finally.
It is a tough feeling for Rogue. I mean, there's really nothing he can do though. Just Kitten's got so much better tires.
No, that's so true. I think the best thing he can do is, yeah, now he's just going to try to drive his race, and if he can try to stay within DRS, great, but I don't think he will, as he's already 1.3 off of Kitten. So those soft tires of Kitten's are really coming to life here, and we'll see how much more he can close this gap down to P3.
Yeah, P-Dog 1 warning away from 9 seconds too, so it's also going to play a factor for that last podium spot if Kitten can keep it clean.
So outside of that, really our only battle is, starting to heat up for 6 between RJP and Arcaka. Forge is a couple seconds behind them.
Yeah, things have really started to space out here. These drivers kind of get in their groove. Oh, as P-Dog picks up 3 seconds.
There's that 9 seconds,
so
yep.
There's that 9 seconds.
Well, Kitten has 3, right? So
Kitten has 3 seconds, 2 warnings, so Kitten picked up a warning somewhere in there too. So 1 warning for Kitten, that'll be 6 seconds.
It'll only be, so he's, right now, 6 seconds in penalties, he's still 6 seconds behind.
Yeah. Brian Addison at 3, so hopefully he can keep it clean.
P-Dog is trying to extract everything out of that car right now as he's running quite low on ERS compared to Andrew, who's got a lot more saved up in the tank. So P-Dog doing everything he can, realizing that Kitten Petter's coming up hot for that final podium spot.
Kenton Petter also did set the fastest lap of the race on last lap too.
Yeah, 106.1. It looks like Bodhud is got a nice comfortable lead, 4.2 seconds off of Andrew here.
I think because of the safety cars, we've got, I think it's Luca. Had a tough time. He's a lap down. He's still continuing to have issues, so he's got a lot of work to cut out for him to be competitive for AM2 still.
No, without a doubt, I think good learning experience. His first time out in AM2. Definitely some teachable moments for sure.
I will say Bodhad would probably be, he wouldn't be battling for the top 5. I would say he'd probably be somewhere in at least 8th or 9th, scoring some points in AM1. So it's not like AM2 is altogether, an awful league. There are, especially the top 3 or 4, quite quick guys.
Very quick. I know I've done a few practice sessions with the top end of AM2, and they definitely make life tough for me when I'm racing with them. Bodhad very quick, and so is SRS and Kitten Petter and P-Dog. So, like you say, this league is no slouch, especially the top end. With the
compared to, sorry, Bridget.
No, go ahead, DK.
I was just gonna say compared to last season, AM2 I think has picked up a lot of speed.
Yeah, I agree.
I think back in that first race of Brazil, we had like 3 safety cars and it was just a mess. It's come a long ways for sure.
So Porridge Power getting by his teammate, but very close here. So the McLaren's battling it out on track. But Porridge was a little squirrely from
Porridge lost the back end.
Oh. So P-Dog is like, he's in that DRS range, but I just feel like he's using a lot of ERS just to keep up. Andrew seems to have a lot more pace. So Kitten Petter already down to a 10.8 second gap. We got 4 laps to go. We're on lap 32. But like, this is the biggest battle on track right now. Looks like P-Dog hunting on Andrew for P2. Andrew's only got 6 seconds in penalties, DK?
Andrew has 3 seconds, 2 warnings.
Okay, so
I think Arkaka's going to have trouble to get to the end on these mediums. 19 laps, so...
Yeah, DK,
that's a game's right.
Yeah, Arkaka 56, 59%. Right now on his tires.
So that's not terrible. He's done a pretty good job to manage them.
Yeah.
Definitely should get to be another race on those tires for sure.
It's crazy seeing like Bodhad, his wear is at 64% on the right front, and that's roughly the same. Two laps fresher, but
a different setup for sure. I think also running out front probably gives you more tire wear, so could potentially, I don't know. It's that actually is worrisome, 68%, because if you get to like 80, I don't know, that would be heartbreaking for Bodhad, but he could get into puncture range before this race is over.
Yeah,
it's gonna be close.
Lock up from Bodhad there, so that's not what he needs. He needs to be doing everything he can to keep these tires healthy to the end of this race. As Kitten Petter is 9.2 seconds off of P-Dog, so Kitten is already within that window for a podium spot as long as Kitten can keep things clean.
Yes, P-Dog 1 warning away from another 3 seconds. So
if he gets another 3 seconds, Kitten should be able to get it. I think that's almost why we see P-Dog back off, is because he's just trying to keep it clean.
Yeah, he's drained his ERS dry every lap here, just trying to keep up. And Bada's been doing a fantastic job. Bada also running low ERS, but it looks like he's just trying to keep that gap as far away from Andrew as he can.
Andrew, fuel level too. Andrew's under fueled right now by 0.05.
Interesting. Well, he'll probably be able to recover that in Sector 2 for sure.
And there's a fantastic recover drive for Kitten, you know, spinning turn 1 after setting pole position. This has got to be heartbreaking, but for him to just keep his head down, go to work, and you know, now looking at potentially a 3rd place.
No, without a doubt, I think
Lucky with the safety car, but I mean, he still had to go through, keep the hards, you know, pass a few people on those hards, just get on the sauce, and you know, run down P-Dog, get past Rogue. Hasn't been altogether a gimme for P3.
No doubt, I think it's definitely a great example of what happens when you do just you put your head down, and even though there's a little bit of setbacks in the race, I think lots of drivers and fans can learn from Kitten just putting his head down, knowing it's a long race, and trusting the strategy and that things will work out in the end. And it's great drive from Kitten Petter today for sure.
Exactly. All he needs to do too is get the gap down to under 6 seconds, and he should be on the podium.
What's it at? Just about at 6 right now.
Yeah, the field is really spaced out here in a few laps.
We'll say, what's at Bodhod's tire? Because I'm starting to see some graining for sure on that right front.
Bodhod right front is 74%.
So he's pretty much maxed out those tires, but he's going to get it to the end and be safe.
So Kitten Petter down to 5.7 seconds. This road picks up another 3 seconds. So Kitten Petter.
Bodha is going to lose this though in penalties.
Yeah, Bodhod just picked up another penalty, 9 seconds.
Yeah, so Andrew's going to get the win, and I think it's just because cool as a cucumber type day.
No, without a doubt. I think Andrew just right from the start jumping up to P3 or P2 it was, I think, on the start, and Andrew's driven a great race this entire time. And like you say, ooh, we're gonna get a little loose there. Oh, as we've got, is that Luca?
Luca.
At the exit of turn 1, going loose again. So Bodhod coming across the line, first on track. But Andrew is fresh will take, I believe, his first win of AM2. So
Here comes Kitten for the podium. Yes.
Kitten Petter.
Tense.
Kitten Petter getting
RJP's
P3.
caught up to Rogue as well. Kitten Petter, solid drive for him. I don't know the penalty situation, so. Oh wow, Porge. Porge must have been clean.
Yeah, Porge 3 seconds. RGP 9 seconds. Yeah, so everybody else behind them 3 seconds.
Another great result for Porge Power though. Aside from last week, he's done a fantastic job with getting solid points and top 5 finish for him. I'm sure he'll be very happy with that. There you have it. The Contest of Speed AM2 Season 6 Austrian Grand Prix. DK, if we could get the podium finishers invited to the party for interviews.
You got it.
So in the chat we've got Kitten Driver of the Day from Al Putnick.
No, that's fair.
Recovery drive. I would say so too. I think it's very fair. Bodhod saying that his final warning that he got, unwarranted warning for him, so we'll see if he can get that removed. But right now, Andrew soaking in the glory of P1. So Andrew P1, Bodhod P2, and Kittenpetter P3. A fantastic race yet again from our AM2 group. So we'll hop over to get the post-race interview set up.
So quick championship standings update since the race is over now. Top three on the podium in this race are the top three in points: Bodhod, Andrew, and Kittenpetter.
Very nice.
So Kittenpetter managed to jump to P3 after this race. Andrew's first victory, so hopefully he gets to keep it. Fifth podium, Bodhod's seventh podium, Kittenpetter's fourth podium. Nobody had their best result of the season, and worst result, unfortunately, goes to Amram with a 15th place finish.
All right, nice. So I guess we'll get started with Kitten in P3. Kitten, man, what happened turn one?
That was a Sports Center not top 10 nominee for sure. That was very embarrassing. I don't think I've ever done that before. I don't know. I guess just cold tires got up on the paint over the outside of the turn one curb and it just sent me around. But pretty unfortunate. But
it is unfortunate, but you did bounce back. I mean, you got a safety car at the right time. You kept the hards under you and able to keep up with Bodhod for a little while. And then deciding to go to the softs and then running down Rogue and then running down P-Dog because P-Dog had penalties. So that was crucial moments for you at the end because I think you were one warning away from getting another 3 seconds, but instead kept it clean.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, I knew penalties around Austria are pretty harsh. So I think third place was about as much as I could have hoped for after the first 30 seconds of the race. So. Not too disappointed in that. Still think I might have had the race pace to win overall, but congrats to Andrew.
That was a great recovery drive to get some solid points, and I believe fastest lap, so it's 16 points. Congratulations, Kitten. I think you're driver of the day from the chat as well, so great recovery drive. We'll talk to Bodhod after he led, most of the second stint. Bodhod, we were on board a few times, a couple of newcomers, Amram, making sure you don't get a podium or pole position. That's got to be terribly frustrating, but you did, drive a heck of a race. Got a poor start, but made your way through and looked like you were going to take the win until the last lap or two.
Yeah, quality was a pain. I got blocked 3 times, twice by Amran and once by that new guy. Pretty blatant, so that's really frustrating. That probably did cost me the pole time, but I mean, P3 is not the worst place to be starting anyway, even though I would have rather had the clear air. Turn 1, lap 1 was incredibly ambitious of Andrew to go around there. He kind of closed the door on me a little bit, which lost me traction. I think I dropped down to P6 or so, but managed to recover a bit of that pretty quickly. And then it was a matter of just kind of getting back up towards, I think it was P3 before the pit stops, before the safety car, sorry, and then just after the safety car. And then I went for an undercut. I pitted when I was originally going to without the safety car to get an undercut, and I ended up gaining like 2.5 seconds. So I set purple sectors that lap, and that was really good, gave me the clear air. And then it was a matter of keeping it clean, which I did for the most part. I got 2 pretty absolute garbage warnings, so I'll get them removed. Most likely they'll both get removed, but I won't say much about that now in case they're not. But yeah, I was just trying to push the... I don't know, I was kind of pushing, but I was also trying to save the tyres. They were on like 76% or something in the end. So I mean, I was understeering a fair bit at the end, but I'll try and get those 2 removed. So it might be a win, it might not be, and if it's not, then congratulations to Andrew. Seemed to drive a pretty consistent race, getting ahead of P-Dog and then gapping him as well. But yeah, that was kind of the story of my Austrian Grand Prix.
Had some tough breaks, but you still, especially the undercut, worked out well. So congratulations P2, maybe P1. We'll wait and see. Probably find out in a couple days. But either way, congratulations and continue to dominate in the points.
Yeah, appreciate it. I've been pretty happy with my pace, but these guys are giving me some good competition, so I'm really enjoying it. It's a really good fight at the front with a lot of quick guys. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. I think we've got half of the races now left, so plenty still to happen. But yeah, I've really enjoyed racing these guys, and congrats to Keaton on a super recovery, and then Andrew again for getting the provisional P1 and possibly P1 full stop. So well done to the two of them.
All right, we'll move on to Andrew. Bothat mentioned it, kind of a wild move out of the start of the race. You were kind of on the outside of Bothat, and Bothat didn't have a lot of room in the first place, but you kind of just threw 2 wheels on the grass, 2 wheels on that outside curb, and able to force your way around the outside. I guess did you expect that move to work out as well as it ended up doing so?
Well, I just had like a really good start, really good launch. The tires were really warm from the formation lap, and when I had the really good start, didn't really have a whole lot of places to go. Saw a small gap on the left. Tried to stick it around the outside and ran a little deep, but I think a few guys behind us also ran deep, so hope I didn't really ruin anyone's day or cause any damage. Once I got into P2, I thought it was pretty alright from there.
You had a good run. I think the key Bothat able to pull away because you and P Dog were battling going into the pit stop time, and then you just had a consistent drive though. I mean, P Dog had DRS but could not really hang with you. Is that could be a setup wise for you? Did you say VRS better? Just what do you think?
It's tough to say. I don't know. Just some practice. Just try to stay consistent, hit my marks, keep it off the curbs too much. Tried to not get any more penalties because I already caught one on like the second lap, and just tried to keep it clean, keep the battery charged up, and it just happened to work out. So pretty happy about that pace.
That was the key to victory, though, keeping it off the curbs, avoiding the penalties, and only 3 seconds penalties, which I think is everybody's goal. I don't think it's awfully realistic to expect 0 seconds of penalties in Austria, but you're able to manage 3 seconds. And one thing we noticed, you had a lot of those warnings and penalties at the very start of the race. So how were you able to just drive 30 laps consecutively, basically, and not pick up any warnings?
Well, I knew that P-Dog had 3 seconds and Bot had 3 seconds, so I knew that it was pretty much going to be sorted on the track. So I just tried to keep it like in between the curbs so that I didn't have to try to appeal any warnings or anything like that. But whatever the stewards say about all the warnings, that would be cool. But fun day today.
Yeah, awesome job. P1 as of now, so congratulations, Andrew, and look forward to seeing more excitement you guys bring next Tuesday night.
Yeah, congrats to the other podium finishers as well.
All right. Well, Burzy, I'll hand it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Perry, for the fantastic interviews as always, and congratulations to our podium finishers for providing us with some excellent, entertaining action this evening. DK, any closing thoughts before I close things out?
No, just congrats to the podium. Good job for always putting on a good race.
Awesome. Alright, so just a reminder, you can catch Contest of Speed Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 10 p.m. UK time for our European tiers, starting Monday with Tier 3, and Tier 2 on Tuesdays, Tier 1 on Wednesdays, and then our new Tier 4 on Thursdays. And you can catch our American tiers every Tuesday and Wednesday. Tier 2s are Tuesdays, Tier 1 is on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening.